Warning: this podcast may contain graphic violence, sexual themes, and bad language. If our language offends you, we apologize, but we do not give a fuck. Be mindful of your kids listening.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm Carl Todd, joined by the host of the show, Brett.
What's going on, evil ones?
There needs to be a drinking game for every time he says, "What's going on?"
What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, whatever. He need a drinking game. Me and him are arguing about who does the better intro.
Well,
I think I do.
okay.
He thinks he does.
You're stuck now. You're stuck doing them from now on now.
Nope, I ain't doing them again. That's the last intro I'm ever doing. That's the end.
Oh. So what
That's
the hell's
the last intro from me.
What's been going on all week, Carl?
Work, very busy at work, but I'm not sick anymore, so.
Well, that's a plus.
I don't even know how I fucking did last week's episode. That was tough.
Yeah,
I was listening to it as I always check the show, and I was like, God damn, that sounded like shit.
you strived on though and made it. So
You know what episode number this is?
I think it's 127.
128.
Is it 128? The midweek.
It's episode 128.
Episode 128. Okay. Yeah, 127 was the midweek. And I wanted to give a shout out to your buddy Rob. Isn't that his name?
Did you
Rob?
not give a shout out to him? Because he actually listened to it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said, I'll listen to it. And I said, I thought he said he was going to mention me. I'm like, I don't think he did.
Well, because you said he only watched on YouTube.
Well, I told him you did it. And he's like, oh, well, he says, I don't have Apple. I said, well, just go to any podcast. He's I'm going to listen when I get off work.
Okay.
So,
well, this is shout out to Rob. Thanks for that was your episode there, buddy. So
since Brett won't put the midweeks on YouTube for whatever reason.
It's because I do the midweek right when I get home from work and I am.
Put the Bubba mask on and do it.
Oh, fuck that.
You've put the Bubba mask on air before.
Yeah, but I don't drink on when I record the midweek, so I'm only allowed one drink per episode now.
Thank God.
And 3 days without a cigarette, so
that's even better.
Got my patch on. See my patch? And I got my little puffy little thing here. It's got little things you stick in there, little cartridges. No smoke or nothing. It's just like the taste. So yeah, gotta quit the smoking. So
you sure do. But last week I felt so bad. I was just like leaned into the microphone the entire episode, and it sounded really odd on the podcast.
Yeah, you looked like you had a headache, man.
I didn't feel good. So the weekend got worse too. So, well, we were supposed to be doing Phantom of the Opera again, but that has been delayed again.
Oh,
because last year you did without me and did a very good job of my Bloody Valentine for stupid Valentine's Day. So you said, why don't we do
1981? Yeah,
1981. Why don't we do 2009 My Bloody Valentine 3D this year? And I'm like, I'm not doing a midweek. And you're like, oh, and I'm like, well, we'll just do it for the episode. So this week, the 2009 My Bloody Valentine 3D. Which was a remake of the original My Bloody Valentine
from 1981.
It's not one of those semi-sequels or reboots. This is a flat-out remake.
Yep.
Straight up.
straight up. And it's in 3D, which is,
It was in 3D at the theater. I think it was in that real D 3D. And
yeah,
I'm going to steal your thunder. It was the first horror movie to ever be released in real D 3D.
yeah.
He told me that, folks, so I didn't know that. We all credit the Brett on that one.
All right. Movie was directed by Patrick Lussier, Canadian director.
Yeah, he's done a lot of horror movies. He did.
Yes, he has.
I think he did Dracula 2000,
Yes, he did. Yep.
which I've talked highly about in the past. So, well-known horror director.
All right. Screenplays by Todd Farmer and Zane Smith. Original story by Stephen Miller. Based on My Bloody Valentine by John Beard. Produced by Jack Murray. Cinematography, Brian Pearson. Edited by Patrick Lussier and Cynthia Ludwig. Music by Michael Wanmacher. Now, I wasn't too big of a fan on this score either.
Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to the score until you just said it.
Yeah, there really wasn't.
Modern movies, I usually don't as much. I don't know.
Production company Lionsgate, and it was also distributed by Lionsgate. Released January 16th of 2009. Running time was 101 minutes. Country of origin is the United States. English language. Budget was $14 million.
Pretty low budget for
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah. Guess how much it made at the box office?
I know it made over 100 million, but I don't know
Yep.
the exact number.
Just over 100 million,
Well, it was a hit.
107 million.
It was a hit.
Yes, it was.
And that's when Lionsgate was sort of in their prime, is what I would call it. They were releasing crap all the time.
Yeah.
Especially horror genre. They, after the Saw run, Lionsgate becomes sort of the king of horror movies for quite a while.
Yes, they did.
And this fell in that category.
All right. Let's see. It was nominated for 4 awards.
It was.
Yep. The Fright Meter Awards for 2009. It was nominated for Best Makeup, but lost. So,
Well, darn.
Nominated for the Rando Statuette for the Rando Hatton Classic Horror Awards for Best Film for Patrick Lussier, but it lost.
Well, darn.
And it was nominated for Best Horror Movie and Best Horror Actress for the Scream Awards, but they lost.
It lost. I want to know if Todd Farmer was nominated for anything.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll get into him in a bit too.
Okay.
He had a little bit of a part in this movie as well.
He sure did. Oh, Lord, you're making me laugh.
Do you know any stories about that?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, I got some trivia here in a little bit here.
I don't even know how he ended up in the movie.
Well, I think he wrote this part that we'll be talking about in.
Okay.
All right, let's go over the cast.
Okay, let's do it.
First we got Jensen Ankle. I always want to call him Ankles.
It's not. Good night.
Jensen
Ackles.
Ackles.
Also, Dean Winchester. And remember, a few weeks ago we reviewed was it the Friday the 13th remake, and I said that was an episode of Supernatural. This is not an episode of Supernatural. In no shape or form is this Dean Winchester. So no. Before anybody gets that,
but there's a little trivia about that too that I'll get into.
nah, there is no trivia. This has nothing to do with supernatural.
Okay.
You trivia can suck it on that one. We'll see what you say though. This is not Dean Winchester.
Okay. There was actually two different actors that played the miner in this movie, because this movie's set around a mine.
The miner, aka the
Harry Warden
killer.
There's a guy by the name of Chris Carnell who just played the miner.
Chris Carnell was in Soundgarden.
Carnell, not Cornell.
Oh, okay.
And a guy by the name of Richard John Walters, who actually played Harry Warden in the very bloody hospital scene. So
that bloody hospital scene was pretty good.
Yeah, I have to admit that. So, all right, Jamie King is Sarah Mercer Palmer. Ken Smith is Sheriff Axel Palmer.
What a dance.
Yeah. Betsy Rue as Irene. Megan Boone as Megan. Edie Gathigi as Deputy Martin. And everybody's favorite, Mr. Tom Atkins as Sheriff Burt.
Yep. I love him. I still see Halloween 3 when I see him, though.
I know. I love that guy, man. I wish he'd come back to Texas Frightmare.
I wish he would too.
I would definitely go just for him, for sure. And then we got Kevin Teague as Ben Foley.
You know who he is?
Yep, he played Emergency.
Yeah, he was
77 or whatever the heck he called it.
The fire department show that I watched as a kid.
He played Roy DeSoto.
And you know, I recognize him, but he sounds different. It's like his voice changed or something.
It's more deeper since he got older or something.
I guess so, but I'm like, I know that's him, but his voice is so weird sounding.
Yep.
Like that guy though. I think he's been in several movies and TV shows. Stayed very active after Emergency.
Yep. And then we got Karen Baum as Deputy Ferris. Joy De La Praz as Rosa. Mark McCulley as Mark Riggs. Celine Luna as Celine. Todd Farmer as Frank the Trucker.
That's a good role right there.
And I'm gonna screw this name up. God,
just skip it.
Damn.
Skip it. We don't care.
Okay. Bingo O'Malley as Officer Hinch.
And that's the main cast.
That's the main cast. And you already went over. Did you go over the plot yet, Carl?
No, I did not.
Well, go over the plot, damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna do the official. Let's do this professionally. 10 years ago, an inexperienced coal miner named Todd Haniger, that's Jensen Ackles, caused an accident that killed 5 men and a sixth. Harry Warden was put into a coma. Well, magically, 1 year later, Harry wakes up on Valentine's Day and murders 22 people with a pickaxe. Pickaxe. And then he was getting ready to kill the Jensen Ackles character, and they shot him and apparently killed him. Well, it's 10 years later, and what's his name? Tom Haniger, Jensen Ackles' character, has returned home and still haunted by all the stuff that went on when he was younger. And guess what? A pickaxe killer has returned to town and starts killing folks. And that's about it.
And
that's the plot.
Mayhem ensues.
And Todd Farmer is in a motel screwing a naked woman who
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We'll get into that here.
that had to be the best part of the movie, though.
Oh, I
That
know it
woman was
was.
so annoying, though. I wish she would have died earlier. I hated that. I liked him, but she was awful.
Oh,
It looked like they got her out of a strip club and just brought her to the set of the movie. A bad strip club too, not a good one.
yeah. Well, that was the sheriff guy's girlfriend at the beginning of the movie too.
It was, wasn't
Yep.
it?
Yep. So.
Well, go ahead and go over that scene. Just skip up to it here.
All right. So
This is like the best part of the movie, I guess. I
the
think
girl,
it is.
the girl, the girl that played the part of the Betsy Rue girl, she did an interview in 2012 when she was asked if she regretted filming the extended scene where she's running around the motel parking lot totally naked after she had sex with
Yes, with Todd Farmer.
the truck driver. And he actually had filmed it. And the reason why she ran after him is because she was trying to get the camera back.
Yeah, that's right.
So she said, no regrets. It was amazing.
He was amazing.
I think I would have had some regrets, but the reviews were so fun from it. Hollywood Reporter and Variety wrote up some amazing reviews for me, and it made me feel really good. So that's a big plus for her. I guess she wasn't too awful bad to look at in the movie, but I'm not going to deny that. But
I would deny it. I thought she looked pretty rank in it.
then that's funny because when they're on the bed having sex, he looks at her and he's like, "What are you thinking?" And she says, "I'm thinking how goddamn good I look," or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And he, of course, he co-wrote the movie, I believe, did he not?
yeah. And I guess everybody kept. I guess they had to do a bunch of different takes for them scenes, and they were giving him a hard time, saying he wasn't doing it right because he just wanted to see her naked all day long. And actually, in the credits, the final credits of the movie, he thanks his wife for letting him get naked with another naked woman.
Well, he also wrote Jason X. That was sort of his first movie, so he's kind of known in the horror movie scene. But
All
that's just
right.
a fun little part of the movie that you may or
Yeah,
may not ever see.
it was more funny than anything.
It was more funny.
Good
I don't.
kills.
It wasn't really supposed to be, but it turned out to be.
Yeah,
the
that
funny.
scene wasn't it, her running naked throughout the whole scene through the motel parking lot wasn't even supposed to be in it. She just did it. So
Yeah, and Lionsgate being Lionsgate was just like,
oh well,
keep it.
okay. All right.
Anyway, that's our fun part of the movie, I guess. So
They got two. I could go on more about it, but you
that's
get the
enough.
gist of it.
I just found that basically one of the only fun parts of the movie. It's a pretty overall dark, serious movie, except for the prick kid sheriff. He's just an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's supposed to be funny or annoying.
All right. A flyer on the wall in the little cafe or whatever indicates that Valentine's Day is Saturday, the February 14th. That would mean the previous day is Friday the 13th.
Ah, maybe a nod from our buddy Jason Farmer.
And we talked
We're gonna
about
make
this
him
already.
famous.
It was the first R-rated horror film in the USA projected in real D technology.
And that's when that was starting to get big and strong. You know, this movie got 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
Really?
Yes, it did.
Hmm.
And Google users, 86% liked the movie.
Wow.
I just rated it on Google myself.
Okay. Film was made into a haunted attraction at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights in 2010.
Yeah,
That was
Universal and Lionsgate have like a mutual agreement because they've done a lot of the Saw movies into theme attractions and stuff.
sort of mentioned this already too, from the Friday the 13th episode. Jensen Ackles, his co-star from Supernatural, Jared Padalecki, both starred in remakes in 2009. And Jared did Friday the 13th.
Yes, he did. And he was basically Sammy Winchester in that one.
I better drink. We sort of repeated ourselves on that.
We did.
You better drink too.
I need water. I've got like no water.
Well, what did you do that for?
Because I wasn't ready. I was running behind tonight.
Well, let me pause it and run and go get some water. All right, we're back. Now, like I told you earlier, there's a tie-in.
There's no tie-in.
Yes, there is.
Tell me.
There was an episode of Supernatural entitled My Bloody Valentine.
Did
Tie-in.
it come before or after?
I don't know.
Well, you're not one with the knowledge. You should know this stuff.
I don't know.
Well,
look it up.
Look it up. It's your information, not mine.
Well, I'm just telling you that there's a tie-in.
There's no tie-in. This is not a Dean Winchester film. It's not.
All right. The film was shot in Pennsylvania because it allowed the production crew to take advantage of the state's great tax incentive for filmmaking. You know who had a big part of that?
Who?
Romero.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought he was talking about coal mines. I
Oh,
lost track of where you were going.
No, they give you lots of big tax breaks in Pennsylvania.
Okay. I thought it was because of the coal mines or something.
And George Romero had a big part in that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, the same little town that showed usually in like the aerial views of it with the bridge. It's the same town that they used in the movie The Mothman Prophecy.
I like that movie. I actually have that on Vudu. I'm gonna watch that here eventually.
Is that with George or Richard Gere?
Richard Gere, yeah. Strange movie for Richard Gere at the time.
Yeah.
He was a pretty A-list actor, and that was sort of a B movie, but creepy freaking movie.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put it on the list.
Yes, maybe we should.
Maybe I have it on Vudu, so
maybe we could talk a little bit about the Mothman himself too.
I'm writing it on the list.
Okay.
The notes I never read. I read the notes.
All right, in the bar scene, the character played by Tom Atkins, Sheriff Burke, yells, "Everybody stand down, god damn it." And he would go on to play a similar character in Patrick Lucier's next feature film, Drive Angry, where he would say the same exact line in the same exact way during the Drive Angry's roadblock scene. I think I've only seen that once.
I watched it and I didn't like it.
Is that what's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, and he's got the girl with him or something.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I was a big fan of it myself.
I wasn't a big fan of it either.
2009, the Australian Classification Board released its report, which shows the most complained about titles of the year. My Bloody Valentine was in the top 5 with a dozen complaints.
That was in Australia?
Yeah, most of the complaints were about the film's gory violence, although the film carried the highest rating available to a non-pornographic film, which is R18 plus in Australia.
I'll have to ask Natasha about that.
And yeah, that's what I was thinking. And many of the people who wrote in wanted the film completely banned.
I'm with it.
The diner used in the movie is in the North Hills of Pittsburgh on Babcock Boulevard, and it's called Valiant's Diner, and it's still operated as an old school breakfast lunch diner to this day. I wonder if our
Interesting.
friend Tiffany Boots has ever went there. She's from that area, the neck of the woods.
We'll have to ask her.
Jensen Ackles and Kern Smith, who played the sheriff, were on Dawson's Creek together in 1998.
Yeah, he was in Dawson's Creek. The one, the Kerr Smith kid. He was like a star on there. And yes, I actually watched Dawson's Creek. I'll admit it. I used to watch goofy teenager shows all the time. I still do. Now I'm watching Wolfpack on Paramount Plus.
I started watching that. That's actually pretty damn good.
It's damn good. Yes.
Yes, I was very surprised. Yes. Jensen Ackles wears the same jacket as in the Supernatural series throughout the movie.
Don't know about that.
The original My Bloody Valentine from 1981 was one of a number of holiday themed movies made by the following of the success of Halloween 1978. Tom Atkins appeared in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, 1982, while Betsy Rue, who was the naked woman running around naked, she appeared in Halloween 2, 2099, or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, God.
Which happens to be Carl's favorite Halloween movie.
Well, it's better than your favorite Halloween movie, Halloween Dies, or whatever the hell that fucking movie's called.
My favorite.
And of course, Todd Farmer wrote Jason X. So there's all kinds of tie-ins to Friday the 13th and Jason.
Yep.
Your favorite killer. He has to outrank Michael after Halloween Dies.
No, I still can't.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason's getting his own TV series.
Throughout the film, the villain tilts his head right before or after killing somebody. This is a nod to Michael Myers.
You can actually see Michael on YouTube a little bit now.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. Nope, that's not the code word tonight. We're just talking about Michael.
Oh, shit. All right, let's see. Jamie King would later star in another remake of another 80s slasher movie, 2012's Silent Night, remake of 1984's Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I didn't know they made a remake.
Maybe because they didn't call it, they just called it Silent Night.
Probably.
Now, this is hard to believe. Well, not really, but part of it's hard to believe that they even did this. Sherry Moon Zombie was offered a role in the film, but since she doesn't appear in any other films than what her husband directs,
she turned it down.
She turned it down.
Oh my fucking Lord. I believe it.
I wonder if they would have had her as the naked girl running around.
I don't know. Might have been better than Betsy Rue. Now Betsy Rue's gonna send me hate mail. Todd Farmer will send me some good. We might actually get him on the show. We'll have to work on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna find this guy. Hey, he was my favorite part of the movie. Even though his butt's hanging out everywhere, but I don't care.
All right, the media site Complex chose Betsy Rue's scene as number 13 of the 15 best topless moments in mainstream horror history in 2020. And first two characters killed on screen are named Jason and Michael, in homage to characters from Friday the 13th and Halloween.
I am now following Todd Farmer on Twitter.
All right. In this film, Sarah's housekeeper Rosa is found burnt inside the dryer. While another scene has Sarah being bombarded by miner gear toppling from the ceiling. Both sequences are recreations from the original 1981 film. And you got
Okay.
anything else about any trivia or anything, Carl?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have this. Well, maybe fortunately, I don't have this on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD, but I sold it years ago for whatever reason. So I actually picked it up on Voodoo. So I did not have any of my normal, bonus features or commentary tracks. So I didn't get any trivia out of this one.
Okay.
Just the little bits that I gave out already. So no, I don't have anything.
Want to go over some goofs? See if we got any goofs.
See if there's some goofs, because there's a lot of goofiness going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see here. During the opening montage, it's visible in a written newspaper article that Tom was responsible for 7 trapped miners. However, the verbal story concerns that of Harry Warden, who killed 5 miners for a total of 6 trapped men.
okay.
Sarah was attacked in the grocery store, and we see her getting her wrist bandaged in the ambulance. However, in subsequent scenes, she doesn't appear to have any cut or a bandage.
I don't think she does. Healed. Maybe she was vampire or werewolf and healed herself.
If you watch the scene where the guy gets his jaw ripped off, using the slow motion function on DVD, you can notice that the jaw briefly appears intact again after being initially ripped away.
That's a good thing to bring up. I thought the special effects were not well done in this movie at all. I
No.
thought they were very inferior for a big budgeted, a bigger budgeted Lionsgate
That's what I was
movie.
gonna say, bigger budgeted.
Yeah, bigger budget. I mean, for them, they didn't do a good job with the special effects.
Well, I think they put all their money into the goddamn 3D.
3D, yeah.
So
And again, Lionsgate was rolling strong at this point. So I think they thought the 3D was going to be gimmick enough to make money. And guess what? It did. It made almost $90 million in profit for Lionsgate. So,
yep. All right.
yeah, the special effects were not up to par for a movie of during that time frame.
Exactly. At the showdown in the gallery, Sarah's finger switches positions in several shots. Once the finger is on the trigger, and another shot, it's behind the trigger.
I actually noticed that.
Okay.
I did notice that
too,
one.
yeah. That's weird.
And remember, I always said I don't notice stuff like that. I did this time.
In part of the scene where the miner is fighting Red in the mine, you can see that there is no exhale valve on the side of his gas mask. Instead, there's another inhale valve without anything attached to it. Okay.
Why is my skull not looking at the camera anymore?
I don't know. It was looking straight ahead there.
I know. So there's something gruesome going on. Spooks.
Now, I didn't notice this.
What?
When the 2 girls are running through the grocery store, a man wearing jeans and a denim shirt is standing behind the picket fence area in the upper left corner of the screen near the front doors.
I didn't notice that either.
I didn't either. And they showed many shots of them front doors of that store.
Okay.
In the scene where Ben Foley is outside his home directly before his murder, he's the one that gets his jaw ripped off. There's clearly visible reflection of a crew member in his front door.
Well, that's a shit I don't notice.
Yeah, that's hard. You got to be really looking for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I do not. I don't.
Crew members and stuff. Yeah.
Well, Sammy, what do you say? Sammy's like, no. I don't think Sammy was a fan.
Sammy wasn't a fan.
Last week we didn't have any guests. Usually we have the Jigsaw puppet or we have Sammy. Last week I felt so crappy. I didn't even turn my lights on or nothing.
No.
I felt bad last week. I didn't realize how bad I felt when I was listening to as again, I do listen to the show to see how we sound and how terrible the show or how good the show is. I really sounded bad.
Yeah.
But Sammy says,
No bueno.
no bueno. He's not a fan of my Bloody Valentine remake. He likes the original better.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Okay. Well, that was torture watching that movie. Pure torture. It started out pretty damn cool, especially where that fucker kills everybody in the hospital. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I know I owned it on DVD and I know I watched it, but I remembered nothing whatsoever about the movie. That's how unmemorable it was. I do remember that the kid from Dawson's Creek was in it. I remembered his character being a prick. That's all I remembered. The special effects, like I said, are terrible. The storyline is dumb. The premise is flawed. And it makes the original movie look like an Academy Award winning horror film. And we know the original movie had they had a lot of issues making that.
Yeah.
But that was a labor of love. This is a labor of money.
Money grabbing.
Lionsgate was a lot money grabbing with this one. And Jensen Ackles thought he was going to become a movie star. It did not happen.
No.
I'm not a fan of this movie at all. I will never watch it again. I wish I didn't have it on Vudu now. I should have watched it free on Tubi, which I just now see it's free on Tubi. So if you really want to watch this piece of crap, go to Tubi and watch it for free. I do not recommend it. Todd Farmer is the only good thing in the movie because he's fucking hilarious in his role.
Yes, that was the best part.
And I'm now following him on Twitter, and I'm going to try to send him a message and tell him that he's the only good thing in My Bloody Valentine 3D, which was the actual name.
Yeah.
I wasn't even... Now, I was totally baffled when they revealed the killer because I didn't remember it, and I'm like, that couldn't be it. So they got me. I give them credit for that. A lot of credit.
When I found out that
Don't give it away.
I know, but when I found out the killer was in a institution or whatever before, so
You figured it out.
yeah, I figured it out then. So yeah, I had a hard time watching it too. I actually fell asleep during it.
I fell asleep during it too. And I woke up and finished it. And I fell asleep in the middle and woke up and
then I skimmed over it again this morning real quick, because it's on Prime. You can watch it on Prime too. That's where I watched it on. But yeah, special effects. I thought when this first came out, they hyped it big time, and spent a lot of money on marketing for it.
Well, the Lionsgate really made it a big to do, and it's got 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's apparently we're in the minority. A lot of people like this movie. Maybe they like I mean, if you saw it in real 3D or whatever that's called, it might have been better. Maybe the effects would have looked better.
Yeah.
But it was cheesy as the 1980s horror 3D watching it on, well, I didn't have it on 4K. I think I had it on a Amazon. Vudu has it on just 1080. It's not in 4K or anything. Okay. 4K would make it look worse, I'm sure.
Yeah, this I think the 1981 version has held up way better.
It has held up way better.
Yeah, this hasn't held up.
No.
If it wouldn't have been Valentine's Day, I probably would have forgot all about it.
Well, we're going to forget about it after tonight, I think. It's on my Vudu, along with another 2,000 movies, so that half of which suck. So
All right.
I'm
So
glad I didn't buy that on Blu-ray because I would have been mad.
yeah, didn't you say they wanted like $30 for it or something?
Some crap like that.
Yeah. So don't need that. Sometimes it's good to watch it on something else before you buy to make sure, you want to even buy it,
Well, I paid $2 for it on Amazon. Or
$2.
on Vudu.
I want my $2.
It was on sale.
So what are you gonna give how many
Valentine's.
bloody axe picks are you gonna fucking give it?
I'm gonna give it a 1.5. And I'm giving it a 0.5 because of the killer.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 0.5 because our good friend buddy Tom Farmer was fucking hilarious in his role. And I'm just gonna give the other 0.5 because I have no idea why. Because of the hospital scene. So it gets a 1.5 from me. It was gonna get a 1.25, but I bumped it up 0.25 to a 1.5. Not my lowest rated movie ever. Plus, it's got the dude from Emergency, so you got to give him a little bit of credit. And our other guy,
Tom Atkins, man.
Tom Atkins is in it. So yeah, 1.5 is a fair number.
I'm gonna go with you there on a 1.5.
What's the highlight for you?
Tom Atkins for sure, man.
He was funny in it. Well, he wasn't funny. He was just a dickhead, sort of.
He was the usual Tom Atkins. He'd probably been drinking, the whole time.
Well,
In this movie. So
I have a feeling that the actors and the cast had fun making the movie. I got that vibe. I think they probably had a good time. And yeah, we're sort of in the minority. A lot of people like it. So we didn't spoil anything. You can watch it on Tubi for free if you choose.
Yep. Watch it on Tubi or Prime if you don't want to watch the commercials. If you got Prime. So
Boy, Tubi's got everything.
yeah, they do. I watch a lot of
We
stuff
promote Tubi a lot. They should sponsor us.
Yeah, I know. If you're out there, Tubi.
You look like you're in pain.
No, I'm not in pain.
You're doing your back all wrinkled
Well,
up.
my back's always fucking hurting, dude. So
Well, it's really gonna be hurting when we start building on the haunted house. We need more shipping crates,
yes, we do.
pallets, whatever they're called.
The idiot at my work keeps breaking the good ones. He keeps knocking. He don't know how to drive a goddamn fork.
Oh Lord, tell him to quit. We got to build a haunted house out of those.
That's what I told my dispatcher because she usually runs the forklift, and I told her, man, don't be letting him get on there and break them up. I need them.
We also need fence panels too and pickets.
Yes.
So that's just
I'm sure somebody will be building a fence this spring, and we'll be able to find some laying along the road somewhere.
Yeah.
Them are usually easy to find. All right.
That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
So sort of a bummer of a movie, but we can't watch we got to take some chances and not always watch what we like. Cause I think I went like 3 or 4 in a row where, this is one of my favorite movies. So
yeah. And it's very unusual that we agree on not liking a movie too.
That's pretty rare.
Yes. So
like Pumpkinhead. There we go, drink. I gave it all kinds of hell. And there's Pumpkinhead right there. See him? But yeah, Pumpkinhead was probably better than this. Maybe.
Maybe.
Nah, they both sucked equally.
Oh shit. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Check us out on all the social medias. YouTube.
Don't die.
All right. Got to get off here. I'm going to go into a coughing fit.
I think he is. All right, everybody. Stay evil.
Bye.
Exactly what did you see?
Something was following us.
This is the most horrific event this town has ever seen. Authorities are calling this the Valentine's Day Massacre.
In the town of Harmony, something unexplainable
Hello?
is happening.
Come here, you better check this out.
What is it?
This January, prepare to witness
What do you want?
the most frightening 3D motion picture event to tear through the screen. My Bloody Valentine 3D. Nothing says date movie like a 3D ride to hell.